Peace, chosen ones. Happy Owl Wisdom Wednesday. I hope you all are doing well. And tonight we are going to talk about cycles, particularly the end of the cycle, which is this year, 2025, because we know that this is an ending, that this is the end of the cycle. There are things that we can do to prepare us for these endings and to also prepare us for the new beginning, which will be the spring equinox, March 2026 is when the true new cycle begins. The best way that I could describe year 9 energy is to harvest what we've planted over the last 8 years. Let go of what's rotted and clear space. We have to clear space, physical space. We have to clear energy in order to really truly prepare for the new cycle of spring 2026. Year 9 is usually always hard, but especially during the fall and winter seasons, which we are in the fall season right now and winter is just around the corner. This fall and winter, the matrix will press endings. They'll push endings and reveal what's been hidden for however long. The end of the cycle, year 9, finishes whatever you started in year 1, the last 8 years. The beginning of this cycle was 2017. So from 2017 till today, things have to be wrapped up, or they're expected to be wrapped up in order to move, like physically and mentally move into a new cycle. Otherwise, you will continue looping, which no one wants to loop. It's like your own personal hell on repeat forever. That's the only way I can describe looping, because I've also been in a loop before myself. I've been stuck in a cycle before myself. This is how I know how to get out of it. This is how I know how to move around it. It's like a final exam and then you graduate. This is exactly how cycles feel to me. So during the year number 9, anytime this year, anytime this fall and winter up until March, some of the things that we can expect is intensification, things getting really hot, heated, intense, spicy. The truth comes out, the truth emerges. Relationship shows their true shape or their true status, if you're going to stay together or go your separate ways. And this does not even have to be romantic relationships. Systems break, revealing the cracks. Emotionally, it's heavy emotionally. You might feel grief, fatigue, or a strong push to move on. You might not even be grieving something that recently happened. You could be grieving something that happened in 2017, the beginning of the cycle, 2019. It doesn't even matter. It could be from any point in time, but it intensifies in the year number 9 because this is the time to start to heal and to let it go. That's why it intensifies. Big changes in jobs, transitions, tech glitches, which makes sense because we are also currently in a Mercury retrograde right now until November 29th. And just big blowups in general are likely during endings, which is the year number 9. The matrix has to make space for new energy. And it doesn't matter if the energy is a good energy, a bad energy. It doesn't matter if you're happy or sad. The matrix doesn't care. You care about what state you're in emotionally, but the matrix doesn't care. As long as it's energy is energy. And I've come to find that the matrix favors negative energy. I think a lot of people have realized this by now. The system favors negative energy because negative people can hold a negative charge really long and really well. It's like happiness is fleeting. It never stays. It's never grounded. It's never contained. It's like majority of people are happy for a few hours or even a day, and then it's back to anger, sadness, bitterness, meaning just a lower vibration. And this is why the system favors negative energy, because people can hold a charge. They have a stronger hold on negative energy versus positive energy. That's the way I see it. So some of the things that I've personally been doing all year, or these are just part of my personal practices in general: physical preparation and protection, sleep being at the top of the list, because it's really easy to be in a negative energy when you do not have enough sleep, when you can't get enough sleep when your peace is disrupted, when your body is tired, your mind is tired, please prioritize your sleep. In a year number 9, every year, but especially right now. Also, after sleep will be your immunity and nutrition. Prioritize your iron, your proteins, your chickpeas, pumpkin seeds, B12s, D supplements, vitamin D supplements. This is going to help you to have the energy, because also when you're tired, just like with sleep, if you're not getting enough nutrition and you're tired, you're more than likely in a bad mood. And if you're in a bad mood, you're emitting negative energy. And if you're emitting negative energy, the matrix loves it. They love it because that's the most popular energy. Honestly, don't think that the system is like gender biased or anything like that. It's just pure energy. It doesn't matter what your gender is, what you look like, how much money you make. It's if you can hold a certain energy, a certain frequency or not. That's really how this system works. And also exercise, of course, walking, stretching, rebounding. I personally like to rebound. It's all good just to keep your energy flowing. You never want to remain stagnant in your body and your energy. I personally do 6 a.m. mornings, meditation. I get my herbal tea. The teas that I personally like to drink are green tea, dandelion root and leaf tea, peppermint tea, hibiscus tea. I'm always adding some kind of local honey, speak my affirmations, my prayers over my tea. It's like a morning ritual. Like I'm preparing, I'm setting my intentions for the day to be fucking awesome, that I'm gonna have a great day regardless or in spite of, because I know that other people are not participating in these types of rituals, if you want to call it that, or just these grounding sessions. They're not putting out the intention to have a good day, and I don't want that type of energy affecting me, because before I got myself together energetically, other people's energies, I'm an empath, other people's energy would highly and like intensely affect me. It doesn't do that anymore because I have my own practices. Some people practice waking up in the morning being mad as hell. That's a ritual for some people. My morning practices consist of gratitude and prayer. Before my feet even touches the floor, I'm giving my thanks. I'm already in gratitude. I'm already happy. I'm already speaking over my day even though I'm half asleep. And that's what works for me. When you have to deal with other humans, other energy in the matrix who do not necessarily know that we are in the matrix, and if they do know that we are in the matrix, they don't know how to navigate it, because it does take work. Everything here takes work, patience, and time. And we live in a day of social media, of course, where everything is instant. Like the instant gratification has desensitized a lot of society on how long success actually takes. Also, observe the moon cycles. You can use the full moon to write what you want to release and burn it. You can use the new moon, like the exact day of the new moon, to plant your intentions or your seeds and actually write out steps on how you're going to execute whatever it is, whatever seed you're planting, because we have to have plans. The matrix or the system, whatever, it likes order for you personally. Now, as a whole, as a collective, I still stand on it likes negative energy, because this is the only charge that people know how to hold on to. If everyone knew how to hold on to a positive energy or a high frequency, the matrix would respond to that. But since we are not responsible for other people, everyone has their own free will, we just do this for ourselves. Okay? We hold our own high energy, we hold our own positive charge. And hopefully we can influence or spark an interest in someone else who's interested in also holding a high vibration. But we don't want to force it, and we also can't expect everyone to behave or maneuver in the world the way that we do, chosen ones. It's just unrealistic. Most of the world is still under heavy spell work. And by spell work, I mean illusions, manipulation, even things that aren't their fault, like betrayals, death, or murder. People are still holding on to that energy because it's familiar, not because it feels good. It's really just because it's familiar. Because when I finally decided to let go of my hurt and pain, I realized that I was only holding on to it because it was familiar. But then I realized, wait a minute, I also know peace. I also know happiness. I also know calmness. I also know joy. So let me hold on to that energy versus this negative energy, versus this pain, versus this hurt. Because this negative energy over here is hurting me, it's hurting others around me, it's hurting my future. It's not hurting my past because the past is already done and gone away with. It's hurting my future. And that's when I decided to let it go. And that was about the end of 2018 and the beginning of 2019 for me personally. Okay, so this is one of my favorite topics, and those are the energetic boundaries. And okay, so the next preparation phase or things that we can do to keep our energy aligned with the new cycle, not necessarily aligned with year number 9, because we are halfway through year number 9. We just want to make it to the end of this cycle, okay? And they're doing construction on my street every morning, so please excuse any noise. So the next things we want to get into are the energetic boundaries, the tech boundaries, and tech hygiene. We want to limit doom scrolling. That's a big one. Yeah, like I find it beneficial to set timers on these apps, or to just, or it might, if you're able to turn your phone off for like an hour, just do that. Like if you're home and you're able to turn your phone off for an hour, I recommend that. I don't recommend turning your phone off while you're out in public, but geez, sometimes we just gotta shut down the technology all the way. The digital clearing and physical clearing, like cleaning out your closet, that's something that'll really help you in a year number 9. But the digital clearing, deleting emails and spam contacts and deleting apps on your phone that you literally don't use, and of course boundaries with people. Boundaries with people, all people. It doesn't matter who they are, friends, family, associates, co-workers, whatever. The energy that they have is not yours to hold. We can be there for other people, but we cannot take on their issues and their pain. And if you're an empath like me, which I believe a lot of my audience is, this is why you guys resonate with me. This is why we resonate with each other. Being an empath is really easy to take on other people's energy and take on other people's pain, especially the ones that we love, but we cannot do that because this is going to keep us anchored into year number 9. And before you know it, it's going to be a new cycle in spring, in March 2026. And you're still going to be holding on to other people's energy because you've anchored it to yourself. We have to send energy back. And if it's too toxic, step back all the way. But if it's just, you're listening to friends and family vent and things like that, once you get off that phone call or once you get out of their presence, please clear your energy. You can use sage, smoke yourself like with the sage, from starting from your crown, your head, all the way down to your feet. Palo Santo. You can take a spiritual bath. You can ring a bell. You can just simply call back your energy. You can speak over your food, your drinks, whatever. Anything to call back your energy. Because if you don't, it's going to think that, energy is going to think that, hey, I belong here now. No, you don't. The energy doesn't belong there. If anything, it belongs back into the ethers. Now, sometimes you want to send people back the same nasty negative energy that they've sent you, and that's your prerogative. We all have free will. Me personally, I'm usually just sending it back into the ethers, like away from me and away from that person, if I love and respect this person, Also, I've noticed that it used to be spring was the allergy season, but it's really all year round. I really think it has something to do with the weather machines, CERN, whatever you want to call it. But if you're suffering with allergies, it's best to get a hold of it now. Respiratory issues, I recommend doing a sinus rinse. I do a sinus rinse a couple times a week, especially when the seasons change and especially when the weather starts to change. I'm in Michigan, so it can get really cold and really rainy and really snowy really quick during the week, and then on Saturday it's like 60 degrees. So it really plays a major disservice to my already severe allergies, and Doing a sinus rinse really helps that. Yeah, so we already see a lot of these things taking place right now, even with the government shutdown, things happening worldwide in general that I won't necessarily speak on, but we already see it playing out. And of course, you can see these things playing out in your real life, in your personal life. But endings are not punishment. If anything, they're meant to refine you for the next stage. These things that we can do now to protect our energy and to clear our energy will send us into March 2026 with a lighter energy, a clearer energy, a more sovereign energy, being able to speak for ourselves, think for ourselves, move for ourselves, understand for ourselves. And I think the last thing that I want to mention is during the fall and winter of a year 9, but really any season, any time of year, but especially right now, I personally recommend keeping the people, places, and things you love, like you really love, off of social media and just close to you and close to your heart in general, because a lot of people are facing spiritual warfare, and spiritual warfare intensifies during endings because no one wants an ending. Even if the ending is good, you'll still feel some type of way. It's like watching a good movie end. It's like it ended too soon, even though you've been sitting there for 2.5, 3 hours. Like you want it to continue to go on, but it has to come to an end. People feel the same way about negative energy, about dark energy, dark situations. Like they get so used to the pain that they don't want it to end. That's not what we're doing this year number 9. We are ending things. We are closing cycles. And like I said, a lot of people are facing spiritual warfare, and I will get back into the spiritual warfare conversation next week. But when you are facing spiritual warfare, you want to keep everything you love and everyone you love off of social media, because social media is like, the best way I could describe it regarding spiritual warfare is like some kind of spy. Like other people are watching you. Other people are waiting for what you're going to post, how you're going to post, how you're going to sound when you speak, what mood you're in. And if you are currently in a spiritual warfare, you don't want to give anyone or anything information. Don't let people know when on social media when you're in a depressed state and you are also going through spiritual warfare. That's not doing anything but giving a play-by-play on how to attack you even further. And because I just got into that conversation, that's also going to be something I add to next week's Our Wisdom Wednesdays, is we're going to continue the conversation about spiritual warfare. But I really did just want to introduce the conversation of the cycle ending in the year number 9, because there are going to be more topics, more videos that I want to cover about this as well. So if you stay to the end, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe and share this content. And I will see you all next week on the next Our Wisdom Wednesday. Speak life over yourself. Take care of yourself. I love you. Peace.